You're welcome once, you're welcome twice, you're welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know, I just felt the need to kind of start like that. Growing up in the church, not always every week, but I think that is why I am who I am. Because I was not necessarily indoctrinated from birth until now with what we call religion. However, the best thing about my upbringing is that we kept God in the center no matter what. Okay? And this is your girl, Chief Smith, with another episode of InEarthgie Therapy. And it's going to be a little rough one. And I believe this is probably just part one. So definitely grab some popcorn, grab you some water, take your shoes off, get comfortable, put you some jammies on. I don't know, because it's going to be a little rough, a little tough, and it may be a little uncomfortable. So you want to make sure you ain't got no suit and tie on. You know, you ain't all bangled down while listening to part one. So I opened up with you're welcome once, you're welcome twice, you're welcome, welcome, welcome. And I always loved that because it was like we were over welcoming you, or we were ensuring that you were happy, you were satisfied, that you definitely felt the warmth of the congregation or from the people who were welcoming you, so that you didn't feel like a stranger, you didn't feel out of place. And I love that because it was genuine. And or was it? Was it just something that we were just used to saying anytime we had any visitors on the scene? Neither here nor there. The point is, it was something that we were conditioned to do when someone felt like they were new on the scene, an outsider coming in. And so today, what we are going to discuss and or unravel and or peel back the onion layers, as we say, is where are you spiritually? This is a spiritual check-in. It's a spiritual check-in. Do you feel welcome today? Has anyone welcomed you today? Where are you? Where is your spirit man? Is your spirit man, is he or she okay? Is she or he okay today? With all the calamity that's going on, we are in an election year. We have had a pandemic pop off. We got hurricanes happening. We've got killings happening. We've got injustice happening. And that's just the external stuff, right? That's just the stuff that happened outside of the home. But what's happening in the home? Just as much destruction as is happening outdoors, out them doors. What's happening inside of your doors? And your doors could be a physical home. Your doors could be your internal self. Your doors could be your mental capacity. Your doors could be your bodily health. What's happening? Where are you? What's going on? What's going on? And man, we got confusion going on. We don't know. We are unsure. We have uncertainty happening. Where is your spirit man? This is a spiritual check-in, y'all. This is a spiritual check-in. I'm here to tell you, we are in a spiritual warfare. We are in a spiritual warfare. What does that mean? First of all, everything is a spirit, in case we were not aware. Everything is a spirit. Everything is a spirit. everything. And if we don't understand that everything is a spirit, there is going to be a separation that is going to happen, and you are going to be left in a corner if you don't recognize that everything is a spirit. And if you don't handle things in a spiritual matter, you are going to be separated and, like I said, left in a corner somewhere by yourself, trying to figure it out, trying to figure out, how did I get here? Where am I? We are in a spiritual warfare, and right now, if you do not know how to pray, if you do not know how to lock in, I'm here to help you today. But the first things first is to make the overall announcement that we are in a spiritual warfare. This is a spiritual check-in. Where are you? Let's get to the basics. Let's get to the fundamentals. Let's get to the root. Where are you spiritually today? We are to and fro. We this way, we that away. We don't know what to do. We scared to do it. We're maybe in a place where we're overdoing it. We may be overdoing some stuff and we don't even need to be overdoing it. Check your spirit. Where are you spiritually? Where are you? And then once you figure out where you are, I'm going to challenge you by asking, when was the last time you checked in with the spiritual source? With the one who gave you the spirit? The one who gave you permission and power to operate in the current spirit that you are operating in today? When was the last time you checked in? God, this is a spiritual check-in, y'all. Gloves are off today with InEarthgie therapy. This is real. This is real. Where you at? When was the last time you checked in? We have gone so far beyond, we don't even know where we are right now. We're so busy grinding. We're so busy creating this, creating that. We're moving and shaking. We got umpteen jobs going on. Listen, I'm all down for the entrepreneurs. Big ups. Shout out. But have we become so busy that we forgot to check in? Have we become so caught up in our schedules, in the day-to-day, that we haven't checked in with the source? Or maybe we're on the opposite side of the spectrum, and maybe we have been so caught up in not doing nothing that has become habitual, and we still ain't checked in with the source. We didn't got so caught up in watching certain shows and the whole series of, and tuning in to this and that. We have now become comfortable in doing nothing. Lord, goodness. We didn't got caught up in doing nothing that we haven't checked in with the source. You haven't checked in with yourself. You haven't taken your own temperature. See, in healthcare, there's a such thing as your temperature being too high and your temperature being too low. For people who battle with diabetes, sometimes your sugar is too high and sometimes your sugar is too low. Where are you at though? Are you good? Are you in the middle? Are you safe? Are you playing it too safe and still delving into a little bit of this, a little bit of that? Or are you where you really need to be? When was the last time you took your spiritual temperature? Where you at? Because sometimes we can be so high, we just in a zone, and we're just walking around like zombies because it's so mundane and it's so on schedule. But then there are some of us that could be just flying way too low under the radar, and we need to do some work to get back to where we are sufficient. You know, it's kind of like driving a car, right? If you just go ahead and spend the $30, if your vehicle accepts $30 to $40, some of us got vehicles that cost $60 to fill up. But if you go ahead and spend that to fill all the way up, you know how many miles you can go without just doing the bare minimum of $20 just to get you to somewhere. And then what if an emergency happens and now you got to make a pit stop before you go to the emergency? Now you have interfered with the process of where you could be in a timely manner, because you had to make that pit stop and fill all the way up to get to your next destination. Had you just spent the whole 50, the whole 40. But gee, I didn't have $40 at the time. I didn't have all 60 to put in. I only had 20. Did we really though? Now some of us, I get it. Yes, I'm with you 1,000%. But then there's some of us who had it and chose not to spend it. Why? Why was you playing it safe? You had it to spend. Why was you playing it safe? Now you have been put behind schedule, and now you're behind the 8 ball to get into the emergency destination that you were supposed to get to in the first place. Now you put behind schedule because now you got to go fill up. Had you been on full the whole time, you would have been there in a timely manner. Oh. And some of us, that is where we are spiritually. We doing just enough, not even knowing that there's an emergency coming down the road that we should already be ready for. So now we are in a state of emergency, guys. And now we run around like chickens with our head cut off. Now we run around like our hair is on fire. Now we're trying to find the remedy. Now we're trying to bind together and come up with this and come up with that and do this and do that and call this person and that person and figure out who's all on board. But see, we was playing it safe. See, sometimes we playing it way too safe with our spirit. So you always got to be on full. You can't play it safe in this spiritual warfare. Let me tell you. Because other spirits are looking, lurking, seeking whom it may devour, just to catch you off course. It's watching. It is watching because that's its job, is to catch you off course, to catch you when you're not prepared, to catch you when you're not looking. We used to say, don't get caught slipping on your pimping, okay? You know what that means if you know what that means. Don't get caught slipping on your pimping. Don't get caught slipping on your pimping. If you know what that means, you know what that means. This is a spiritual check-in, y'all. Where you at? Where you at? Are you so caught up that you have not been in tune with your spirit? You have not been obedient when the Spirit is speaking to you. You have not made an actionable move when the Spirit is speaking to you. Doggone it. Doggone it. When was the last time you checked in with the source? When was the last time you checked in with the source? This is your spirit we're talking about. This is your intuition. This is your leading guide. This is your all-knowing. How can you neglect that? That which is all-knowing. How can you neglect that? How can you push that over to the side and be about your own agenda? Oh. We have become so busy with our own agenda that we have neglected our spirit. And when that happens, other factors come into play, other variables. And then that is when calamity happens. That is when destruction happens. Because we have not been in tune, we now have other variables, other factors that we now have to take into consideration that we never would have taken into consideration had we been in tune from the beginning. When did you let off the gas? When did you not fill up on the gas? That is the period in the time that it began, in case you were wondering. At the time you played it safe. At the time you played it safe is when it began. Is when the beginning and the birth of the calamity started to happen. Now we want to say all gas, no brakes. I am reminded by a friend, a dear friend, who we were speaking about driving a stick shift vehicle. And in a stick shift vehicle, you got to know when to move and when to shift to get the appropriate speed at the appropriate time. My question to you is, did you shift at the right time to catch the right speed? Or did you only coast on a certain shift and then you ran low on your speed? Now you got to move about to get the appropriate speed to move about in your shifting to get the appropriate speed back up. Now you got vehicles zooming past you. Had you already known what gear shift to be in to keep up, you wouldn't have had things passing you up. So now we got events, people, things that are passing us up, that have passed us. Now you playing catch up. Now we playing catch up. And some of us are playing catch up in our spirit. Some of us are playing catch up in our spirit. because we weren't in tune and we didn't make the appropriate shift when we were supposed to make the appropriate shift. We didn't stay full on the gas. We didn't keep our foot on the gas. We thought at a certain time, we thought we could coast. We thought we was Gucci. We thought we was good. And now we got other factors and other variables to consider. Now we're trying to play catch up. Now we're trying to make moves. Now we moving. And some of y'all may say, I've been on the gas. I've been had it together. I've been on my grind. I've been this. I've been that. Okay, well, good for you. But everybody ain't in that category. So I wanna speak life and encourage those who, if we was to be totally transparent and honest, we let off the gas. We thought we was good. We thought we had just enough until that doggone emergency happened. And now we're in a state of emergency. This is just part one, y'all. Spiritual check-in. I'll be back. Love y'all.